Welcome outside. David Wheelahan joins us once again for our regular look at all things wine. And you brought a friend with you this week, David?
Absolutely. So we're very excited to have Mauricio Gonzalez from the González winery. So they're celebrating their 175th anniversary, and of course they're famed for their sherry and famed for their riocas and famed for many great wines all over Spain. So Mauricio Gonzalez, here we are. So I thought we might ask him to just tell us a little bit about Fino sherry, because we've all seen it around Ireland.
Yes.
It's hugely popular, but how do you drink it and how should you store it, and exactly what is it all about?
Well, Fino, it's sherry produced in Jerez in southern Spain. It's pale, dry sherry. It's 15% alcohol by volume, and it's a very elegant wine. It would match very nicely an Irish salmon, for instance, for sushi, if you enjoy Japanese food, or any seafood indeed. No? Back home in Jerez, we have it a lot with tapas. Which I know could be very varied, no?
Yes.
So you can have it with cured ham.
That's exactly it. Plenty of variety.
Fish, and it can easily go all the way through into the table. No?
Perfect. And we were just talking to Mauricio just before the show, and the big and most important thing about Fino sherry is that you should treat it like a regular white wine. So once you pull the cork, the wine should be finished within the day of actually opening it itself, and it should be served well chilled. So a couple of hours in the fridge, and say shared with lots of friends and
Without being
colleagues.
facetious, that's not normally a problem. Finishing the bottle among a family of maybe 2 or 3.
The thing is, when you're over in Spain, of course, as we alluded to there, with tapas and with food, it works wonderfully well. So we're very much associating Tío Pepe and the Fino sherry with food and enjoying it in that context.
Okay, and available nationwide and all
widely
stores.
available, multiples, good off licenses. It is the most famous brand Fino sherry in the world.
Now, we can't go to Spain without Rioja.
No, everyone in Ireland, I think, loves Rioja, and of course now we're going to have a little treat here. So we're going to move on to the Baronia Especial 2008 vintage. And this one has got something special about it as well, so we'll let Mauricio tell us a little bit about it and what makes this one special.
Well, this is Rioja wine, which is the best known area in Spain for reds. And we're talking about Tempranillo varietal, which is the most appreciated varietal for reds in Spain. And I think this is a very special wine because it's been fermented in wood, and but it's still a young wine. So you get a lot of the fruit through, and a touch of wood, which I think it balances the wine very well.
Excellent.
And it's wonderful. And the thing that's amazing about this is they're actually using new oak, and the relevance of that is new oak is very, very expensive. It costs about $500 for a barrel. So the fact that you're getting new oak on this style of wine at this price point is quite interesting. Yeah.
Again, available in most stores around the country.
Let me tell you, I had it with in Dublin the other night with the Connemara lamb, and it was absolutely fantastic.
Just delicious, rich and toasty and generous on the palate. $13.99, I think people would be very, very happy with that. And dare I say, I think you were saying I wasn't allowed to mention the C word of Christmas. Am I allowed to mention it?
We're into it. We're into it
now. So
88 days.
If you're thinking of Christmas and something very, very special, what will go with Christmas pudding and chocolate puddings and ice creams and the like? We have something extraordinarily exciting here and very, very important. And this is the Noe sweet sherry from
lovely colour.
González. A wonderful colour.
Isn't it?
And it's actually even a slight green hue to it, and the reason for that is if you actually home in on the bottle there, you'll see the magic number 30. So this has been aged in barrels for 30 years.
Okay, yes.
So this is a very, very serious and important wine. So
density on the glass.
the density. So it's made from the Pedro Jimenez grape. How would you describe the flavours?
Well, this is a grape which is exposed to the sun for a couple of weeks after being harvested.
Okay, yeah.
And it highly concentrates the sugar content. Then thereafter we put it in the oak casks for 30 years, so it really becomes a very complex wine with a lot of wood tones into it, and it makes for me a beautiful matching with any desserts. Chocolate pudding, ice cream. At times we even pour a little bit of it over the ice cream, which makes it wonderful.
It's gorgeous. It's absolutely spectacular. It is available in half bottles.
It's available in half bottles, and that's actually how I'd recommend that you actually buy it. A half bottle is $14.99, and the great thing about this one is, we said with the Fino sherry, once you pull the cork, you drink it as quickly as you can. With this one, you can actually leave it on your shelf for 3, 4, 5 years. It won't go off. So it's a wonderful, wonderful style of wine, and I say it is available only in specialist wine shops, but hopefully more will buy into
I
it
have to
soon.
say, it is delicious.
It's
I mean,
extraordinary,
it really is.
and as I say, it's highly awarded. So if you go online, you'll find that Noah's been given endless gold medals.
And speaking of online, all the details of the wines we've looked at and sampled this morning will be available on our website, tv3.ie/IrelandAM. All the details are there. Mauricio, thank you very much for coming to Ireland. Thank you for showing us your wines. Have a very pleasant stay and come back to us soon.
My pleasure. Thank you
David,
very much.
we'll see you next week.